Nator Shil Yachad Nuwabakedi Waloy Ma'orwo, the pledge of the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors. Ama Kakdemu Sefunut Hade Gedash Manuf, as I stand beneath our sacred and holy flag. Kanderu Ruki Maul Te Kehikano, Ama Kashgeru Zitaur. I vow to be loyal, obedient as I watch it fly. Ru Ganunwu Shil Manub Naonut Faref Nawus Weloinut, to the laws of our Constitution that govern our nation. Ru Hare Sabu Kahmelu Tubu Subhem, to this cause I hold my head up high. Akara Garur Kantero Ru Harus Hade Tahum, with pride I pledge to protect and defend. Kalu Akara Hare Walao Weloy Kalu Hanuf Hade Samur, all within this great nation, both family and friend. Ru Yankud Faref Karetkut Mu Adorhut Hagoyu, to ensure all has their equal rights. Ru Hare Sabu Kazur Gedu Hatnakhum, to this cause I will lay down my very life. Ama Kapdemu Tachuth Haresan Un Hade Gedash Danun, as I stand beneath this sacred and holy seal. Kanderu Nafusum Mewa Chelas Hade Kazut Menu Tiat Mewikanu Akara Khera, I vow myself loyal, sincere, and vow integrity with zeal.
So sitting next to you, or sitting behind you or front, so sitting next to you, you might be sitting next to a black devil.
It states in Psalms chapter 82 verse 6, I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
This is the Elder Raziel with a message for the children of the Elohim.
I walked a long journey on the short path, where after this mind expands math itself. Came through with the master teacher. Get wealth from what I have to teach you. Not a preacher, the Anunnaki created this creature, fully packed with features. NUWABU, knocking off leeches. Peace to Malachi, Ziyor, Noble Jew Ali, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Respect and pay homage from the Nuwabian tribe. We hope to see you. We still kicking the flows. All the girls know. Just listen to show so your mind grows toward a genetic explosion. X out whoever was chosen by deception to sell out Negro, the greatest destruction. Without question, knowledge is a weapon. Like Cain, ain't no half-stepping to a greater direction. Right Knowledge Radio. Give yourself an applause. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank yourselves for being here today. As we always do about this time, it is year 84, second month of Atum, third week, fifth day, Tashu Nudimut. Oh yeah, I forgot to show this on the screen. Hold up. Let me come on this journey. Oh, you know what? I ain't got the camera set up, man. What the? I'm sorry, y'all. Camera is not where it's supposed to be at. Can't see.
Begin all simple by using El Peludo.
Let's see if I can get this to work during the presentation. If not, that's okay. Because today we're gonna be reading the 9-ball. Part 4, section B. Alright, and let's give the Gregorian date. It's August 29th, Thursday, 2024. It's 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Arizona time. Because that's where the home base is at. That's where the land is at. That's where I'm at, and I'll die here. All right, now there's been a lot going on. Let me turn the music down a little bit. There's been a lot going on. If you follow my Facebook at Tutasha Mehedo Kayu, the same host of the show, the Afar of these days and time, you're gonna find out Dr. York's sister is a straight devil. Found us some information through Uma York, indirectly, I guess Ibrahim and the other brother, Insadine. You know, all Dr. York's offspring, his bloodline. I think y'all need to respect that a little bit more. You need to respect Dr. York's offspring and stop saying stupid stuff like, oh, we're his children too. No, you're not. You his spiritual children. You didn't come out of Dr. York's nuts. You want to be Dr. York's children, blood children. Those are his blood children. You need to respect the bloodline of the Yorks, homie. You need to respect the bloodline of the Yorks. Because I'm gonna listen to them before I listen to all you elders, so-called elders that deserted the teachings of Dr. York and misuse the teachings of Dr. York, and cannot handle the information that's in your brain and is making you act weird. You reverted back to Negroes who just overthink. That's not a Nuwabian. Nuwabian always keep it soulful, brother. You seen Dr. York make his music? He preached about love and the soul. You didn't lost your soul to overthink, to try to impress somebody else because you've accomplished nothing in your life. You know what I mean? I posted that the tablets for sale for $199.99, right? They were $299.99. I could have kept the price up there, but I dropped it. You know, the Tabernacle dropped it, and you got these dudes coming at me in these I call them women men groups, and there ain't no females in them. They're just men who act like are jealous like women, and most of them is on the East Coast. Most of it is on the East Coast. I've noticed that. A lot of jealous dudes on the East Coast. I'm from California. We don't really show our ass like that. We don't show our jealousy. Even if we are jealous, we don't show it like women. But these East Coast dudes, they be showing it. I was like, man, I feel sorry for y'all. And I said, wait a minute. What have you accomplished in your life where I have to respect you? See, I've been an IT engineer, technician, manager. I kind of retired in 2000, right? But I did it for 14 years. And I made good money, bought houses, had Beamers, all that. I spoke well because my dad taught me how to speak well. He said a man who speaks well get paid well. So that's what I did. And I wanted to have some money in my pocket. I wanted to become an investor. All these things I've accomplished, even before I even knew what Nuwabian even was. But I see a lot of jealous dudes ain't never gonna be nothing in life. I could see somebody saw an opportunity to take Dr. York's stuff and they ran with it, like his sister, Sakina or Waki. I don't, but I know her slave name is Patricia Lewis. Y'all be getting fooled by her. This is sad, bro. I seen it when I first came in with douchebag or Damian Pryor, the demon with priors. And I guess he was kicking it with R. Kelly, raping girls, molesting girls on the land. So he got a pretty bad reputation and pulling an immense, insurmountable amount of fraud. And y'all stupid idiots gave your money to him. He ripped you off for ID cards. Don't worry, he'll rip more people off. Just make sure you don't get ripped off. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we went over the date. I went over my little rant, on this show, because it's pretty sad that the master teacher's sister tried to take everything he had in that York Family Partnership Trust that I seen with Uma York, and good thing she recorded that show because the young elder is also a fraudulent person. He's not a man who speaks very well. He's very country. Master T said did. Come on, we're gonna go to the swamp and eat some swamp mud. my fault, y'all, but he sound like one of them real country dudes that just ain't got nothing intelligent in his head to say. You might be a clown of the master teacher. You might be a slave, but you ain't no student teacher of the master teacher. You're just not. Like, we could just tell by the way you talk, brother, that you lack intelligence. And this other woman on that show, she was an empress. She sound country as hell too. The Nation of Islam got the paperwork. What you say, Curtis? Yeah, we got that paperwork. We gotta go ask Wilbur to get off the tractor and wash up a little bit in his overall, and he can come back and show you information. You think I'm gonna trust somebody like that? We from Cali. We would clown you if you talk like that in Los Angeles. Clown. We will clown you if you talk that stupid in LA or anywhere in California. We will clown you. Yes, we will clown. We will clown. So, yeah, country folk. Not to diss everybody in the country, because there are intelligent beings in down south, right? There are intelligent beings because I've talked to them. But the real ghetto ones like that, and people are actually following Young Elder. I'm like, oh my God, just listen to the brother speak. I wouldn't follow you for more than 5 seconds. You don't have any intelligence. You don't know how to talk. Only a being intelligent by nature can lead you to the promised land, like Musa, right? Like Amadou Birakta, right? Now, whatever he recorded, he wrote, that's what we listen. And if we can hear him speak in person, that's what we listen to. We don't listen to Zakina Patricia Lewis. She's not a leader. Period, point blank. I don't know how y'all got fooled by that, but hey, you're gonna have to live with that and take it to the afterlife. Okay, so let's begin. This is count 4, section B. And we just gonna read section B. We don't wanna make these audio videos too long. All right, section B titled, Why Empires Rise and Fall. 20. Empires rise and fall for the same reason a person or living beings in general are born, grow to maturity, stop growing, and decline. And that reason is everything exists in a circle called the circle of time or the circle of space, matter, and time. And when a person, place, or thing reaches the top of its circle of space, matter, and time, it can grow no more and go no higher. Therefore, downward is the only direction it can go by the laws of nature. And the laws of nature are the supreme ruler made effective and binding by power of ether. 9 ether sun empowers the top circle, the top half circle, the top half of this circle, and 6 ether sun empowers the bottom half. The top half is the time of life in the universe, and the bottom half is the time of death in the same. 21. We will clarify this point here by showing life in the upper half of the circle and showing death in the lower half do not mean life in the upper half of the circle and death is in the lower half. The circle simply demonstrates that life is of a higher quality and higher standard than death and exists at the same time than death. In other words, life and death of a universe exists in the same place but at different times. A universe cannot be dead and alive in the same place at the same time. Where life was before death is now, where death is now, life will be in time as matter changes. Pause. So I know in Bible interpretations, explanations, he talks about, even in this book, he talks about Ray being in the death cycle. Because I was thinking, is Ray negative? Our Tamarayan's son is not good? But he's also saying it could be dead or alive in the same place. Cannot be dead and alive in the same place at the same time. But then the opposite would have to be true. Then it can be dead and alive in the same place at different times, which would deal with the circle of space, matter, and time. Right? That was one of the questions I had. I think the polarity of opposites pretty much got it for me, right? So, Tawuhyuk Tiahuti. All right, so 22. Now we can answer this question with great clarity, and the question is, what is going to happen to the American empire called the United States of America and Caucasian rule in general? The answer is simply in the circle of space, matter, and time, which no person, place, or thing escapes. There was no exception to the circle rule. Everything must go through the process of birth, growth, maturity, decline, and death. Life and death themselves are no exception to the circle rule. Like all other empires before it, the American empire, known as the United States of America, will decline and fall. In fact, it is in its decline now. Pause. Yeah, you can see what's happening with the rise of China, the backlash of the Sahel countries, and Nubia, and Ibrahim Traore. That brother's amazing, man. Burkina Faso. You know, Burkina Faso has a true leader now. He's young too. I think he's like 34, 35, military man. He's doing some good work, man. He's doing some good work in that country. He got rid of French, singing the national anthem in French, and they went back to one of their indigenous languages, which it should have never changed into crappy French. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, 23. Moreover, by the same circle rule, Caucasian reign of power, like the reign of power by other races in the past, will decline and fall. It is declining now. Yet the Caucasian race is trying hard to be the exception to the rule. By the laws of nature, there can be no exception. So what does all this mean to us Ethiopians, and how can we benefit from it? It means liberation from adverse forces, and we can benefit from it by doing ourselves what we can and what we should do. In other words, we must learn and understand what is happening and take full advantage of it as a race. To put it another way, we must learn what to do for ourselves and do it. For space, matter, and time are turning in our favor. 24. The Caucasian, the white man, knows that when an empire falls by the laws of nature, it cannot rise in the same place again until the completion of a cycle, which may last 10,000 years or longer. So the Caucasian is trying hard to locate and prepare a new place for the beginning of a new empire in South America, in Asia, in Africa, or anywhere he can find it where there has been no great empire based within the last 10,000 years. Pause. 10,000 years, I think, is a cycle. No, it's not the 24,000 year cycle. But however, it's... Sorry, I had to put on the music. But it's going to be some time before the Caucasian can rise again. And I think now they're trying to go to Mars. They're trying to get off the planet. But when this book was written, I think it was 67 through 71 when this book was written. So around that time, the Caucasian was in Nubia. The Caucasian was in Vietnam. The Caucasian was also in Korea, South Korea. So the Caucasian was pretty much everywhere, and especially in South America. They done messed over South America bad, y'all. Bad. The Caucasian American Empire, along with Britain, have messed up South America pretty bad. They owe those people a big apology, and they will give it. But they'll be forced to by nature to give it. So let's keep going. However, what the white man hopes to disregard successfully is that by the same laws of nature which in the power of an empire, also in the power of the rule or reign of a race. Whereas Caucasian ruling power has been shifting hands from white hand to white hand all over the earth for the last several thousand years. The time has come for power to shift hands from white hand to black hand. This is what the fall of the American empire means to us Ethiopians. Then we will be able to help our relatives in Africa restore Africa to its greatness. 25. Nine Ether is now restoring the mental power of us Ethiopians that we will be prepared to take advantage of all opportunities favorable to our survival and well-being. We must qualify to rule even ourselves after such long mental illness called ignorance. In these booklets, the Nine Ball and also Bible interpretations explanations are designed to help us Ethiopians qualify. Ruling power is based on knowledge, and in the case of us Ethiopians is nine knowledge. We must prepare to become masters of our own destiny. The opportunity is being handed to us in our own image and in the likeness of nine knowledge, our own universal science. As the American Empire, called the United States of America, falls, all Caucasian rule over the planet will crumble with it. Places like South Africa, Mozambique, I don't want to say Rhodesia, because that's after Cecil Rhodes, the diamond guy. No. And I think the name of that nation changed in the 80s around Mozambique. What are the Zimbabwe? They call it Zimbabwe now. We're going to update this word here. We don't care about Cecil Rhodes. He's a bastard. So places like South Africa, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, etc., enslaved and exploited by Caucasians, only exist because of the stronghold of the dragon Leviathan, called the United States of America, is still in world rule and supports them. But when the stronghold of the dragon falls, the subsidiaries of the stronghold will fall with it by help of the oppressed and enslaved people. And this means liberation. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that reading. Please leave your comments below. Hit the like button, subscribe. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers so we can keep NUWABU alive and continuing and keeping on until the end of time. Now we dodged some devils, right? The Sabian devils and their leader Patricia Lewis. Now you know they're going to try to deny this now, but over 20-some years she's led that organization. That's why the new books came out from them, not from us. We're Nuwabians. We're the United Nuwabian Nation Moors, not the Sabaean whatever Negroes, right? So again, you know, they try to confuse people with that. But I'm telling you right now, I don't consider myself a Sabian, and that's all that needs to be said. Now, if you're letting evil forces in your head saying, I'm a Nuwabian, I'm a Sabian, and you're confused, then remain confused. It's okay. Be confused. And then when you come to a seeker of right knowledge as myself, and I'm telling you, we're not Sabians, we're Nuwabians, you could take it or leave it, you can argue, you can say this and that. And my simple reason is, Dr. York never said we're Sabians. And he gave us a constitution to live by. It's all said and done, man. The word Sabian don't appear one time in the United Nuwabian Moors Constitution. Not one time, brother. Not one time. So there's my facts right there. Now, those who want to argue that, where's your facts? When Dr. York had this last phone call that we heard, you know, there's more conversations going on between him and his bloodline. Respect Dr. York's bloodline. Fools, respect his bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Tabajet's a fraud. We found that out. Dr. York said, I do not talk to Tabijets. I didn't know she was Nigerian. I guess the Sabian brother kind of pointed that out. But yeah, she's trash. She's trash. We don't pay attention to her. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Stick to what Dr. York actually said. Stick to what Dr. York actually wrote, that you can verify he wrote it. Not a little audio clip by Mario Jessup. That audio is heavily edited. And so that's why he took it down. Because if it was true, then why didn't he leave it up, right? He should have just left it up. Oh, Dr. York says, you know, the books that Abraham is, you know, and he didn't. It did seem like he mentioned that Anu is a flesh-eating reptilian. Now you gotta think about what Dr. York says. Dr. York, if you're off on the wrong path, Dr. York will gaslight you. Oh yeah, you're right, brother. Go ahead and do that wrong thing. Or you know what? If you studied NUWABU so much and you studied what I said, it's up to you to take my words and actually practice NUWABU. So if I say Anu's just a flesh-eating reptilian, then why don't you ask me? Well, why did you have us worshiping a flesh-eating reptilian? That's what I would have said. Immediately, I would have said that. I'm like, wait a minute, he got a flesh-eating reptilian. What? Something wrong with you, Dr. York. We don't like that, brother. That's how I would have felt. But you got to understand, Dr. York is he's a mastermind. So those who do not know anything and are still asking questions after 40-something years, he's testing your knowledge. Now, if you go back and you read the Nalej and I forgot the other book, the Sumerian books, our Cushite brothers, yeah, reptilians are in there, but all reptilians are not evil. Just like all black people are not evil, all white people are not evil. All white people are not devils. All Caucasians are not devils, believe it or not. Just like all reptilians are not devils, believe it or not. And let's say he was a reptilian, a disagreeable reptilian, which doesn't mean evil, right? It just means I disagree. He still gave the word to his son, right? And Ninti to create us. Think about that. Still gave the word to Nudimud and Ninti to create us. So the Sabians must not want to exist. Maybe they don't want to exist. I don't know. Is that the reason that they're acting the way they are? They must not want to exist. I don't know. Think about that one. All right, we're going to sign off. Wadu, have a blessed day.
Personal shit. Hard to play, family man. Hard to play. You don't even know where the family stand. Too many egos, too many voices that ain't reaching out to people. I'm at 64. I mean real blood. Pops ain't home, but if he still was, minus the allegations. I wish I knew if it was really true or fabrication. Some of your kids think you did it, got me looking at you strange. Like would they be the same if they ain't grow with the pain? I mean 200 kids you couldn't find the time for. Do you regret not making time for us? Still screaming free you. Unanswered questions got me wanting to go see you. I'm sure you was dealing with pressure just trying to be you. Heard your own son ratted on you to them people. That's nasty. Even if you did it, the thought would've never passed me. That's if you asked me. Everybody out for self. Quicker to go to friends before I ask family for help. I'm tired of people asking me why Jacob don't help. I don't know. Damn. It feel like we drowning in quicksand. They throw more salt, I'm thinking they reaching for my hands. 500 acres, Egyptian theme on the land. Way too much power and to be a black man.
I'm talking to the Anunnaki. If it's with me, I'm talking with Inky. Right. Murdoch. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with Inky because I know who Inky is. I know who Inky's family is. I know who Inel is. And I knew this. And I know when the Holy Tablets was coming, I know who was there and what it was talking to. Right. I knew behind the face of Anu, there was a force that goes back further than that, 9 dimensions. But everything was not for the mortal ear at the time. Right. That's why in Christianity, they use the word faith. You know, or in Islam, they use the word mu'min or iman, faith. about the whole big picture, which we now come down